Okay, hello, hey Roo. This is Damon. I don't know if you can see me. I haven't. I've dressed for this, and I've worked hard today, so I might not look the best. Okay, this is the drum, and on the bottom, you can see where the strainer goes. It is missing. So that's the one thing, and these are the brackets, the drum key brackets that I was told by Chicago Music Exchange. They did not think these were original to Sonar, so they might just, if they're not original to Sonar, they could be taken off. I haven't researched, trying to find these or if they're available. Reverb did have an exact drum. I was going to look at that and see if I could find or call them to see if they see brackets on that other drum. So, okay, so here's the Sonar emblem. On the top here, you can see this, what I thought was tarnishing. It was a coat, but here's a spot that I cleaned. I didn't spend a lot of time on it by hand. This is the product I've been using. It's called Barkeeper's Friend. It's a non-abrasive cleaner. It's a soft cleaner. And it works pretty good. So I'm going to do this spot right here, just to the left of this emblem, the tag, and I'm going to do this area right here. So, where'd my rack go? I just figured out how to prop my camera up so that you could see what I was doing. I have to tilt it back a little bit. Okay, hopefully that'll stay. All right. So, all right, I'm taking just a regular clean part of a rag here, and this stuff you have to shake up really well. And you put a little bit on the rag. You can see where I did it before. The rag's kind of dirty, so I'll use a clean spot on the rag. This is a soft cotton painter's rag. It's basically a t-shirt. So you put a little bit of this on there, on the rag. And I'm going to apply it liberally on this area. You've got to let it sit for a minute to help it absorb into the... But you can see already it's cleaned the brass up a lot. But these are the areas that are pretty, it's thicker than the other areas, so we're going to rub it real hard. Now I thought about using a drill, and I don't want to do this on your drum. Do that on your drum. I want to see how long it takes by hand to polish it and get this stuff off of it. Might take a few fresh. But to my knowledge, I do construction, so I know metals a little bit, and I believe this this tan is the brass bronze. Looks like a church bell. And Happy Easter, by the way. I don't know if you celebrate Easter. I'll put some more on here and try to put it on real thick without getting it too much on the cast bell bronze. I think it'd be alright on it, but I don't want to take a chance. get that into the rag really well. And it is I'm applying quite a bit of pressure with my finger. As you can see, it's starting to show the copper right here. So it is, the copper's not pitted, it's whatever this is on it. I'm gonna take probably some buffing or some, I would use a drill if it were my drum, or, you know, if I kept it. But I think, like I say, a drill would go a lot quicker with a you know, a buffer bit, and then go back behind it and polish it. Here's the area that I did before. That took about 5 minutes or so, but it wasn't quite as bad as this is right here. So you can see it's coming off this edge right here. It is cleaning up. It's just surface something. On the listing, I listed it as is. I'm hoping you can take care of the cleaning, like you mentioned. This is by hand, so I'm thinking you can see it's coming off in the groove here. So again, a drill. I would take these heads off, to take these keys. I checked a few of them. I didn't want, because this is what you do to tune the head. You tighten these. I have a drumstick. I have a drumstick out in the garage, but I don't have one with me. But this is solid brass here, so it should, if it's not pitted, it should be okay. It should buff out. Okay. And it'd be a lot quicker with a drill again. And a drill would get, oh, careful. A drill would get into these grooves a little better. I'm going to let it sit a little bit here while I go get a drumstick. I'm going to put it a little bit and let it sit, see if that helps dissolve it better, quicker. Right in the groove. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I did see on, when I Googled a homemade formula or recipe, that they used salt, vinegar, and there was another thing. I don't know if it was baking soda, but I just Googled it and tried to find out a method that would be safe to and not pit the metals on this drum. I'm trying to keep it off of the bell bronze here, but it cleans it up almost right away, the bell bronze. There's again, bell bronze. It should be solid. And like I say, it really probably the shell, the rims, top and bottom probably ought to be taken off. The heads should probably be taken off, and then you could do a more thorough cleaning inside the grooves and so on. So I'm gonna go get a drumstick while that just sits there for a second. I will return. Okay, Haru. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Haru, or I thought it might be Haru, or I didn't know. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right. Took me a minute to figure out something and hold my phone where it would be right. So we've got something close to a drum set. That's what the drum sounds like. It'll sound a little bit different with the strainer on it. It's what drummers use to change the sound of the drum. Now I'm just using my fingernail in the groove here. This was quite a bit more. Goo on it. I'm taking my fingernail on top of the rag to try to get in that groove. It is coming off, so just going to take a little pressure and time. And you're supposed to afterwards take the dry part of the rag and buff it. Shake my my mom is watching Jekyll and Hyde, so that's what you hear in the background. Hope your dad is okay. I don't want to do too much of this. I don't know, you mentioned you take care of the cleaning. It's going to take, a little bit of effort. do not see any pitting. And I don't want to. I learned this drum is an 80s Sonar drum, cast bell bronze, and you only saw one on reverb, and the people I've talked to said they've not seen one like this from Sonar. They're based out of Germany. I tried to call them, but I don't know German, as I mentioned on our conversation. So anyway, I think if I were to do this job right, I'd take it all apart and clean it all, put a buffer on a drill, and really kind of with a cleaning, something non-abrasive, no wire, of course, or anything. Yeah, I think once it's all done evenly with a tool, it will be better. So that's what it looks like now. Here's what it looked like before, and that's what it looks like now. Okay, and then this is the part I did before that I didn't spend a whole lot of time on. I did on the top here, and I buffed that. So that's probably a good example of the finish product right there, because I spent some time on that. So okay, there we go. These are, again, this is the tensioner for the, this pulls the strainer back and forth, and the strainer gets, you can see where the old wires were. They look like, oh, they're coils and separate strings. So you can see the, you know, where the strainer has been, where this has been pulled up to pull that strainer tight against the drum. It goes right across here. That's the actual drum head right there, and the strainer goes over and over here and back through, and then you can release that strainer. That pulls it up, and that releases it off the drum. It works. I undid a couple of these. I didn't want to go through all of them because you go through these keys, and that's what tunes the drum. So I didn't want to mess with those. So again, and I'm trying to quit smoking. Breathing hard these days. So, yeah, I think that'll do it. And this is the cast bell bronze. I didn't do anything with that. Again, it's in pretty good shape. There's a few spots that might need some attention, but for the most part, it's in good shape. Going around the drum, again, there's the, and here's the one that's missing. That one's broken, and there's the one that's missing. So, okay, hey, Roo, there it is.